So at first glance, nothing looks really weird. But again, let's do the frame by frame, specifically so we can see the crosshair placement. So I'm going to zoom in just a little bit. And we're just going to do our frame by frame. So right here, you can see that there's clearly an enemy in that little hut right there. The little hut in upward, there's an enemy soldier there. And FatMagic's first instinct is to kill the enemy that's in that hut or fort, whatever. Which is fine. That makes sense. He moves to avoid the rocket, which is cool. But you kind of notice something a little weird right here. Look at where the crosshair is. Why is it at the bottom of the hut? You know where his crosshair is right now? In that hut, there is a staircase that leads to an ammo case. Going off of this footage, it's making me believe that, one, he might have walls, and that he's looking at the enemy soldier or sniper or whoever went in there to grab an ammo pack. And this kind of proves it a little bit, because if you take a look right here, you can see that his crosshair moves up as if the player moved up and to move to the other side of the fort, and moves over to this left side of the fort. So again, fixated on this angle where the ammo box is in that house, the player moves to go to the left side of the hut, followed by FatMagic's cursor or crosshair going over to that side of the hut. Now, if you're a normal player, you wouldn't be taking this odd angle right here. First of all, you wouldn't be aiming at a wall. You wouldn't be aiming at a wall. You'd be actually aiming at the opening to take your shot, but it's whatever, right? And you can see that he clearly has an opening right here. There are no enemies. He knows that there might be somebody there. He could zoom in and wait for him to cross to take the shot, or he could do this shit right here. He fixates on this left side of the hut. Why does he fixate on this angle right here? I'll tell you why. Because as soon as he moves his crosshair in unison, right there, you could see that there are some legs right there. You could see right there that there's some legs. So, though, from what I got from this footage right here, here's what happened. The conclusion that I made is that there are most likely either one or two enemies in this fort. Either the soldier backed off and another one came in, or it's the same soldier. I don't know 100%. What I do know is that the enemy went downstairs to grab ammo. Then they moved over to the left side of the hut to avoid taking damage. FatMagic using, we're going to assume, walls, sees that the player is hiding in this area right here. And as soon as they start moving to make an attack, FatMagic follows. And as soon as they pop out, he tries to take the shot. However, the soldier's in the way and blocks it. Does that not look weird to you? Does that not look really kind of suspicious? To me, it looks like he might be using walls, because no player plays like this. Let's move on to the next clip. So take a look. All right, doesn't look too weird, right? In fact, you might look at this and say, wow, he got a really good shot off of that pyro. That's kind of insane. But then here's where it gets a little weird. As soon as he gets to the pyro, he moves over to this side, which is fine. Basically, like any normal sniper would probably move into this position right here to see if they can get a shot off. But again, you want to look at the crosshair placement. The crosshair placement fixates on this one point right here. Then it moves down like that. Then it moves up and over, back into this area right here, to where an engineer is right there, and he tries to get a shot off. A couple things that really kind of confused me at first is, one, you can clearly see that there's an enemy right there. If he was a normal sniper, he probably would have taken that shot. But there is a chance that he didn't notice him, so it's whatever. Going off of this footage, here's what I'm seeing, right? Again, let's look at the crosshair placement. From my guess, right now, there's an enemy in their spawn right now. He's keeping track of them because he feels as though they're going to go upstairs, and which they do. The crosshair follows them going upstairs, and he gets ready to line up the shot. And then, again, conveniently, there's an engineer right there. Let's go into the last clip. And let's play it. So, if you're looking at footage and not thinking something looks fucking weird, then I don't know what to tell you. Because I didn't even need to do a frame by frame to fucking point that out and say, okay, that's a little fucking weird. So, again, let's go over it frame by frame. So you'll notice that when he's aiming and stuff like that, he's really fixated on this general area right here. And again, what's this right here? What is this right here? He's aiming right here and then moves up almost as if the player was going upstairs to just do their thing, right? Anyway, you'll notice that he stays in this general area, kind of where this guardrail is. He moves over right here to see if there's a player right there or an enemy, because I think someone was shooting there. I don't know. Anyway, again, sticks to this general area where the guardrail is. And then he's moving his crosshair. Again, he gets shot, so he looks over. And then right here, this is the third time he's in this general area. And it's not like he goes back to this point where my mouse is. It's not like he goes back to this point. He goes back to the point where he was starting to get ready to take a shot. He goes back to this general area where he was ready to take a shot until someone started to kill him. So again, right here, he was getting ready to take a shot. It got interrupted. Then he goes back into this general area, and he doesn't stick to the guardrails anymore. He goes back to where his mouse was. He goes back in that general area where he was getting ready to take his shot. And then ever so conveniently, when he gets ready to take his shot, again, look at the crosshair. Seems as though it's tracking the player. And then ever so conveniently, they're right there. Then they peek out, and he takes his shot. So, looking back at all this footage and stuff like that, again, I don't want to say that he's hacking or he's walling or whatever, but you can't help but raise an eyebrow when looking at this footage. It just doesn't add up. The crosshair placements, the tracking, and the general play style, it's very not normal. Not a normal sniper would not play like that. But again, I'm not pointing the finger. I'm not saying anything. I'm not making any conclusions. I want you to make the conclusion. All right? Come to your own conclusion. Make your own opinion. And if I'm just a fucking idiot, let me know also. Okay? This just isn't normal to me.